Life can be a little crazy sometimes. In these bizarre moments we live in, we need a podcast to bring us together, to inspire others during all this chaos. Who? Who will step up to the challenge, may I ask you? I'm Sean Graves, so I can't fix everything. With the help of my guests, we can help inspire each other.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
I know. So tell me why I listened to our old podcast and I just thought it was hilarious.
I know. You know, it's funny. I did the same thing a week ago and I was writing down notes going like, oh my gosh, we got to catch up. So let me start it off with like officially. Hi. I guess
Hello.
first lady of the podcast like 2 years ago. It's so crazy. 2 years ago.
That's a long time. So much shit happens in 2 years.
I know. And like for a year, I was out doing God's work and there was just 10 months of me just disappeared. So.
Oh God, I forgot about that. And I just remembered that was a long 10 months.
Oh my God. It was horrible. Horrible. I would never ask anyone to go through that.
But hey, did you save money?
You know, I did come out of debt, which is like more than what I could say would have happened. Like if I just stayed here, you know, still doing the same job, but just not getting, you know, just kind of, I ate away my debt like a lot more being out there. But the cost of it was, I feel, emotionally detrimental.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 10 months with the same people, same faces, and no escape.
Yeah. Yep.
That's intense.
It was intense. Like, it was not about camping, though. I wish it was that magical. So catching up.
Camping isn't that great.
It is great. It is fun. Like, I love camping. It depends on the type of camping.
There you go.
Yeah. So the last time we did this was on February 9th, 2018.
Yeah. And now it is what? The second, third?
The 3rd of July.
The 3rd. 2020. Woo-hoo.
I know. That's another thing. Is like we are halfway through 2020. How's it been for you?
I mean, it doesn't really affect me when you're on a really small island.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to take care of their old people here because they actually care. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets sick, but they just reopened and we have 16 cases on island. After 2 whole months of not having any, we had like a few here and there, but they were all visitors and went home, and we had one on base. I mean, on island. Mm-hmm. And now that, you know, and everybody was good. We were good. We were closed down for 2 good months and everybody was safe and everybody was good. And they opened up and now there's 16 cases just on this island.
Yep.
So.
We had a scare about a month ago and then we just had like another red flag go up. Let's see, today's Friday, right? So Wednesday afternoon is when we found out that there was a coworker, not specifically in my shop, but like in a next door neighbor's shop. And though I wasn't around that person, they sent him home immediately, to the hospital. And then they sent everybody in that shop home.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
It's kind of fucked up because it's one big room with like 2 shops in it. So it's like, so we only sent half that room home. I'm confused. Like
we work harder, not smarter. Remember that. So
absolutely.
They're just going to wait until somebody else gets sick in that room and then send the rest of them home.
Yep. Well, just imagine like we've already went to like half capacity with our shifts, right? So like half of our team's on one end of the week and then the other half is on another end. So imagine that other half of that week, that team is now home for the next 2 weeks. So what do you do with the first half? Do you split that in half and then have 25% capacity trying to fill 100% capacity. Like,
yep, that's how it works.
what? Just to
I mean,
like, what for? What business to just kind of like go? Well, we need the hours.
that's what it's about. I mean, they don't care. Do you not see all the
No.
rules of not going out anywhere to keep
Yeah.
us all healthy?
Especially in California, which they opened up and then they were just like, holy hell, this escalated really quickly. And now we're going back to being like, what, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
at this
started in
point,
March.
right. Yeah. And I was sitting here going like, the next thing that we all need to just do is just take the gremlin and just dip him in water and then just let shit roll at this point. I don't give a shit anymore. Gremlins could take over the world and I would be like, that's perfectly normal.
At that point, though, we'd have free game. At least we get to go out and shoot things instead of just being locked up and just being like, we can't go anywhere. We can't do it. It sucks. Like, I get that everybody wants to vacation now and come to Hawaii, but stay home. Stop being selfish, greedy motherfuckers and stay home. Because it's just like, imagine everybody that's trying to live their lives and be good and be safe, but people that want to be sick want to travel. I was like, why can't you be home? It's called being homesick. You stay home when you're sick.
I know. I get it. Like, and I was just hanging out with a couple of boyos at one of their houses, and they were talking about like one guy was like, he's going on dates again because he's going through a divorce, and he was like, yeah, I met this girl off Tinder. We went to a date, and I paid for her food. But honestly, she was doing those trick camera photos. And then when I saw her in real life, she was a completely different person. I was like, oh no, you got catfished. And so,
okay.
And then, like, bless his heart. But then I was like, honestly, is it really that important to go out on dates with the way that the world is today?
I mean, technically you want someone to die with, right?
No. Because I don't know about you, but the statistics are that men go first.
Well, there you go. He's trying to get...
Women are just energy draining mother lickers. That's all they are. Girls just naturally outlive men, and it's proven. I mean...
Okay, but why is that? Because men are more likely to get into drugs, alcohol, and tobacco at an earlier age. That's one.
You're not wrong.
Two,
that's one for me.
Two, we are worriers and nurturers where you guys don't have that natural instinct of caring. So y'all do stupid shit.
That's two for me.
And then y'all always angry or mad about something. It doesn't, and anger does not help you live longer. Happy people live longer.
That's true. I wrote a book about that.
You just let things go.
You're not wrong.
Much better.
Oh man.
Like they say, happy life, happy wife. If you keep her happy, she won't stab you.
No, she won't, but she'll take the fucking energy out of your life.
But that's why, see, the thing is, good woman, when you keep them happy, will give you so much back. If they're good women. If they're not, they're going to suck the life out of you. You're not wrong. They're terrible fucking people. I wouldn't want one.
Oh my gosh.
So I was listening over our old podcast, right? And tell me why we said we were struggling that year when the real struggles are this year.
We were both going through divorces. That was the struggle.
You're right.
We were also out of our homes. We were living together as roomies in a 3-bedroom condo. We both succeeded in not allowing that to control us.
So people. True. Yeah. I honestly think that year was more of a struggle than this year. Even though there's a lot of things happening in the world, they don't really affect us in the same way or personally like that year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, after that, I did so many great things after the divorce. So I'm just,
And what are those things? I mean, if you would like to share.
I went skydiving for the first time. I was like, fuck it.
How was that? I've
It
gone
was
skydiving.
intense. It was, those first 3 seconds you jump off and you're not straight, you kind of freak out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was great. I should have just gotten earplugs because my ears hurt all the way down.
Oh no.
It was awesome. I mean, the fact that we didn't die was awesome too,
That is funny. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
I did skydiving in Pensacola back in 2011. I know everyone was still back in high school at that point. And they were flying, and then they were like, okay, ready to go. I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally ready to go. Cause like I'm strapped to a guy, right? And he goes 1, 2, 3. And then I thought he was like leaving on 3. No, it was like 1, 2, 3 and out. And then here's me. And then he like pulls the parachute, and then it like you feel that pull, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then
that was painful.
like all here in the shoulder. I felt it in my shoulder.
No, I'm on my thighs. My thighs hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Thick thighs save lives. And they saved mine, but it hurt.
And I just kept on screaming all the way down. I mean, I was like, this is so awesome,
No, I was just in silence. I was like, well, okay.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a silent, suffer in silence type,
Oh my gosh, no. I am like, I will scream, I will yell, I will, I'm not gonna fight you, but we're gonna make some noise through the whole process, and everyone's gonna know about it. And so like I roll into A school like that next week, and I'm still like, hi everyone, how you doing?
They're like, what's wrong with this guy? Is this how he talks?
Is this mono? What is this?
You
got the strap? What's going on? Yeah, I know. It was really fun. I wouldn't take that experience back at all. What else did you do?
I went on a trip through Europe, which was fun for 2 weeks.
What countries did you visit, or country?
So we went through Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Paris.
Mm.
And then we went through Ireland, and then we went to the UK.
Nice. What one was what one did you like the most? Did you like all 4 of them?
I liked all 4 of them. I would not recommend driving in Paris or the UK. Glad that we didn't. We didn't do it because I think we would have died.
Yeah, the whole concept of turning, driving on the left-hand side of the street.
It wasn't even that, because we did drive on that side, but it was just the fact that there was like, no lines, no rules, not a lot of lights, and everybody just drove like a madman. And I'm not a madman when I drive. I'm super nice. I'm not one of the aggressive drivers. I'm a passive driver. So we would have died.
I'm like the exact opposite. I'm a aggro driver, and it sucks being on the right-hand lane going on the highway, and everyone knows that the speed limit is just a suggestion. But like these mother lickers, they'll just putt into the right lane. And I'm like, you're in the acceleration lane of the highway. You're supposed to catch up to me, not me slow down to you. What? First world problem?
Oh, okay, you want to hear about first world problems?
Oh,
there's only one road through this entire island. One. So either everybody gets with the program, or you have a visitor that doesn't know that the speed limit is just a suggestion as well. You go 50 to 60 here, and you just go with the flow of traffic. Mm-hmm. And we go fast. There's only one lane on each side. So you can't be slowing everybody fucking down. Like, that's not okay. We don't got places to be, people to see, like, and there's only one road. So you got to speed the fuck up.
Right. There's only like this like one highway system, like between Visalia, Hanford, and Lemoore, and then the base, right? And so everyone kind of understands, like, okay, when we're all traveling, we're all kind of traveling to like one of 3 destinations at the end of the day. I choose to use the back road, and the back road is just as like ridiculous, I think, but like less aggro. In that, like, yes, the speed limit, like at its max is 55 miles per hour. I go 70, but
Hopefully, no one's listening.
no,
That is a cop.
Yeah,
No
right.
cops.
Hopefully that wasn't, someone zeroing in on my my driving capabilities. But here's the thing, like everyone does it. Everyone drives ridiculously fast, even faster than me. And I feel like I'm breaking the law, at this point. But yeah, like that there's someone who like, oh, actually, you know what? There's a young lady who works in a very particular office who I swear to God, the only reason why she has a job is like, like when your card gets blocked.
What do you mean?
You type in your password 3 times too many wrong and it goes, you're blocked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I have done this plenty of times when I was out on the big blue wet thing, living on the big gray floaty thing. I never had this problem. It was literally a phone call and then they were like, oh yeah, sure, here you go. Click. And then, things were fixed.
Yeah.
This lady, I swear to God, I've seen her twice in 3 months. And I was like, what is the problem, lady? Like, why is it that this happens? She goes, oh, it's just a Russian roulette. It's either you or it's somebody else. And I looked at her, I was like, that is some job security for you. Because the fact that I've seen you twice in 3 months and this never happens, like it just like randomly just stopped working. And all I was doing was going through the internet. Like I was just Google searching a thing and it was like, you're blocked. What?
What have you been Googling? That's a real
it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything of like real significance. It was like quick links, and then going through whatever was in there.
But hey, you gotta keep your job somehow. If that means disconnecting you every once in a while, we got you. I'm gonna keep my job and you're just gonna spend a day out of yours.
Job. Oh my God. And she's really extra. Well, anyway, come to find out, I know what car this lady drives. Because she actually goes the speed limit.
Oh my God, no.
And you know what's worse off is that on her bumper, there's like a sticker that says be positive. I'm like, I can't with you right now. I can't with you with three cups of coffee at like 5 a.m. I can't be positive. It's my blood type, and I can't even work with you, lady. Like,
oh man. Well, it's like here you can tell who the tourists are because they go the speed limit, and we're like, I mean, we're not trying to go anywhere really. It's just we're trying to go somewhere, and that's not the speed limit. Just like go faster.
That's the speed suggestion.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, obviously you don't know. Maybe you just don't come on vacation here. You got to learn more, like get out more and know. Because you're slowing our jam down. Like, I know it's aloha time. Everybody does whatever the fuck they want. By the way, it literally feels like
it's Aloha Friday.
It is.
I love Aloha Fridays.
But tell me why. It's like the time thing is a real thing. Time moves super slow here. Like, I don't know what it is, but it literally feels like that. Like,
because you're closer to the equator, I think.
It might, I don't know what it is, but time moves so fucking slow, no matter what. You know, that's how
wild.
Even when I'm getting ready and you think you have like to hurry up and time goes really fast.
Yep.
Not for whatever reason, it does not happen here. You look at it and only 5 minutes have passed. Not 20, not 30, only 5. And you're like, what the fuck?
That is so wild.
It's such a strange feeling. That's how time passes here. I don't know why. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It off my head. It makes you hear so much, but time moves differently here. Wow. If anybody wants to come and be here,
and get the Aloha
so imagine those
experience.
People. So imagine for those people that be driving so slow.
Yeah.
It takes forever. I mean, It takes us an hour to get all good things anyways on this island. So
Oh. My internet connection is unstable. What does that even mean?
You're unstable. Just kidding.
I have a photo of you. Oh, okay. There we go. You're visible now.
Okay.
We're
Good.
stable again.
Good. We need some of that this year.
Right. Some form of stability would be great. Yeah, 2018 was literally the struggle. I feel that. I think 2020 decided to just like amp it up because 2019, the only reason why I was a struggle was because I dropped off the face of the planet. You know?
That is true. It was rough. I mean, 2019 was rough for me because I was still going through everything and moving and dealing with the back and forth of somebody. But 2020 has been pretty smooth overall. I mean, I haven't come into any big problems or anything.
Especially with the quarantine, because it's like for some people, for a majority of people that I speak with, they're like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been prepping for this since like childhood. Cause like I love being home. I love like doing little projects around the house. And then like every day
I look at your walls.
Yeah. Actually, this is a foldable.
I love it. It looks beautiful. Like I was like, what do you do? Where's he at?
So it's literally like I'm in my downstairs living room, but like because of sound bouncing off of walls, especially flat walls, it becomes an echo. So all you do is you just put like these foam squares on the walls and it like allows the sound to not bounce back as an echo. Does that make sense? Because it has another surface on top that like is either of a zigzag or as a blocked patchiness that will not allow the sound to
Okay, got it.
It's like,
so hopefully you don't hear too much echo.
No, you're fine. And it's funny because like even like big pieces of furniture help in a house. If you ever notice that, like when you first move into a home, you're like, wow, it's so echoey in here, and then you move your couch in and then it like dampens everything.
Okay, that makes sense. I have some furniture in my living room. Not a lot.
Right.
My living room is too big for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I use like half of it, and then the rest is just empty. This place is built weird, though.
Oh, really? Why is it built weird?
Because they should have like put the kitchen at the end and left it even bigger. But they like segregated it and the walls are off. I don't know. I just didn't like how they built it. They should have just hired me to be an decorator.
Oh my gosh. That is funny. For this home, like I wish that the bathroom was downstairs and then the building was further out. You know what I mean? Because in order to use the bathroom upstairs, if you're a guest or like, whatever, you have to go upstairs to the bedroom area because it's a flat or it's a studio apartment. So the upstairs is the bedroom, and then right there is the bathroom and the closet. I would rather a walk-in closet that is longer for storage because there's not much here, and then the bathroom to be more of a communal space. You know what I mean? Just my 10 cents. And then this fucking wall right here, which is actually all glass, except for like the door over here. So literally, if you want to break in, just throw a rock and you're in. Like, why even have a front door?
I mean, glass is supposed to keep people out. I mean, who's really gonna go and break a window? It's a loud noise. Like,
it is a loud noise.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not a professional, but what I do know is like
I'd rather just break into your door.
Right.
That might make or open a window.
Right.
I'm not trying to. If I'm trying to steal your shit, I don't want a lot of noise.
Right. But the thing is like, as far as security is concerned, like it's just really jacked up because there's literally a window right here. And then this is a slide window.
Just never leave it unlocked. That's the real
apparently. Thing. And like the only added security I have is like one of those wood dowel things that like fits.
Hey, it works.
It does. And it's also fucked me over because I have the same exact door on the backside over here. And so here's what happened. This is so embarrassing. I what happened? Oh yeah. So I was going outside to go take care of the dog outside in the backyard, right? And I had just gotten home, so I took off my uniform and I was actually just walking around in boxers and tube socks, right? And I had my phone on me, and like I say, the sliding glass door opens, the wood stick goes up. I thought that because it was kind of angled, the wood stick, that it wouldn't fall over. I closed the glass door behind me and the stick falls back into place. And now I'm locked into the backyard. And so I Googled my landlord and I called them and I was like, thank God it's only 4:00. So I said, hi, I'm locked out of my home. And she goes, well, can you just like walk down the street to the rental office? I said, I would love to, but I'm in boxers. And she's like, what are you doing in boxers? Like, she thinks I'm in the front yard area, the communal front yard area. Yeah. We only have like this small little square patch in the backyard. So I am out there and I'm like, I'm in the backyard. And she goes, well, just hop the fence line. Okay, lady, I'm still in my boxers and I'm not, I mean, I know it's like by fault here that this happened, but like I would rather that still not happen. So she goes, okay, one moment. She puts me on hold and then she asked another employee and the employee informed her that I can't jump the fence line because I am literally boxed in by other backyards.
You're just gonna start.
So just like imagine like this guy just like pole vaulting like the fucking Olympics over like 3 backyards on either side. And she's like, oh yeah, you could do it. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I know I can, but I really don't want to. Like, that seems so evasive. And then I have to make right. And then
call the cops.
And then right, thank you. And then I have to make the Olympic sprint down the road to a main road and then down that road for another 2 blocks to get to the office space. And that's just the first part of it, because I have to then run back,
Well, I mean, think about it as this. I mean, depending on your boxers and what they look like, I mean,
they're just black.
They could have been, boxer briefs. So they tight.
Yeah, they tight. They're form-fitting and they go like down to like
so I guess. I mean, that's not bad, but I guess you can't say that they're swimsuit trunks or anything. No. Get away with that.
No, you cannot. No. I
mean, technically, that's what swim shorts are. I don't know what underwear.
I don't know like what constitutes the difference between swimsuits and underwears, but what I do know is that when
the mind.
Yes, that definitely. But okay, so she gets on the phone with me again. She goes, okay, I'll be there in 5 minutes. So she shows up and now I'm thinking like, oh my God, this woman who I don't even know is going to just come into my home and just see me in the backyard with nothing but boxers on. So I panicked and I saw that I had a Amazon box that was just thick enough to wrap around my waistline. It was like one of those small little ones, the ones are about yay big, yay wide, about, So I shimmied that thing in between and over my underoos, and she shows up and all you see is like the smiley face like right there on my junk, and she just starts laughing and I'm like, please just open the door, just open the door, please. So she opens the door and I was like, she just starts laughing. I'm like, I did not plan this isn't a gag. Here's my package. Like literally, figuratively,
that must have been great.
She thought it was hilarious. And then she was like, okay, well, I'll just take the copy of the key back down to the office and I told her, it's really funny because I feel like this is usually how a porn movie starts off.
Did she leave her number?
She didn't leave her number. I was like, oh man, I ran her out of my home.
She ain't coming back.
She ain't coming back. No, I haven't had a phone call or even like a thank you letter. I was like, what? How?
I wish there would have been like a picture or a video of that. That would have been so great to catch.
I Snapchat the shit out of it because I didn't know what to do. I panicked. And then my lock
That's what I need you on Snapchat.
Yep. Okay. And then like my what do you call it? Latchkey kid, like my one friend who has a copy, they were in a whole other town, like an hour and a half away from me. And they were like, well, I'll be there in like 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours in my backyard. Rationally think that one through.
I just want to know, do you have shade to a crisp? Do you have shade or would you be burnt to a crisp?
No, the whole thing is just open.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you just burn, baby, burn.
Mm-hmm. Big old, a very tall, bald, white guy just burnt to a crisp because he locked himself into his backyard.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
see, that's what you do with your spare time in 2020. Get locked out. I don't know how people don't enjoy it. Like,
this
honestly,
was like my first month back home.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay. So you forgot how to live.
I apparently did. I did forget how to live. Another thing about our podcast over 2 years ago is we were talking about astronauts.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Here's a crazy fact because I was thinking about this and I was like, you know what? This is really like something, such a throwback. So when do you think was the last time humans were like all together on the planet?
Before people went to the moon?
No. I mean, like, think about it.
Pangea?
November 2nd, 2000 is the last date that all the humans have lived on the Earth because there's always been one person on the International Space Station.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That makes it 20 years strong.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
20 years. Look at that.
20 years of at least one human always being in space.
Oh my God.
I mean, not the same person. That'd be weird. Not the same person.
So they die and we get new ones.
Yeah, no, it'd be like, so imagine you're just there for like maybe 9 months, 10 months.
Oh, so like a deployment by yourself.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. With friends who, come to visit sometimes.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, a whole place just to yourself.
Yeah.
You crest in every area.
Have you seen those videos that I posted on Facebook? Thank you so much for listening to the first half of the podcast. Obviously, there's a second half, but before that, please hit the subscribe button, rate us 5 stars, give us an honest review of how you think the podcast is doing since the beginning first episode with Carla when we had a conversation back in 2018. It's so wild. It's been so long ago. Thank you so much for listening, because without you guys listening, guys and gals listening, and everyone in between, this show could not be happening, especially 2 years later, as, Carla and I have both discussed. So there's a Patreon. With helping us out on Patreon, it helps the show out. It helps with the gear. It helps with the technology. It helps with everything that we want this show to be, so that way it's possible for us to have a conversation with other people halfway across the world, just like on this episode. And for that, I would want to say I'm so grateful for everyone listening. I'm so grateful for everyone taking their time to have me in their life, to listen, have our thoughts run through, and carry on a conversation with everyone and everyone. And in fact, if you want to be a part of the show, drop me a line at www.seangraves.rocks, and we'll see what we can do to get an episode in. Music to me is like a message in a bottle, and so with that, I created and wrote my second solo album, The Other Side, by me, Sean Graves. if you love classical music or if you're a little hesitant towards it, it's fine. Think of this music as something that you can have in the background, or you can actually actively listen to and piece together what is happening in the song. With that being said, each piece of the music, it's a message in a bottle, it's feelings that were felt, moments that I can personally listen to and go, I remember when I wrote this song. And that's what the other side's about. As I traveled across the world, I was writing these music notes and letters to the other side when I came home. And I hope that when you listen to this album, you get that feeling. And if you want to listen to it, check it out on iTunes, Amazon, any major store, retail, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, all proceeds come to help out the studio and the podcast as well, or Inspire Sean. Do you like free? Because I like free. In fact, it's one of my favorite 4-letter F words. I'm doing an audiobook. It's my first one of many that I hope I have the opportunity to do. And for my first audiobook, I decided to finally verbally put out into the world that I can indeed read proficiently Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And so I've always wanted to do this because to me, it's just another outlet of voice, building that confidence up, entertaining, and of course having fun and enjoying the journey of reading how Alice went down the rabbit hole and then woke up at the end. And was it all really a dream? We'll find out. I'm currently 8 chapters in, but we will be finishing fairly soon. Hope you get a listen. If you want, it's at www.seangraves.rocks audiobooks. And of course, there will be plenty more books to be read as well. All right, enough with the business. On with the show. How do I go about saying this? So apparently someone I was hanging out with in the past 2 weeks tested positive. And so that was the Tulare County saying, hey, you're in quarantine until January 13th or July 13th.
What?
Yeah.
So how does that gonna work with work?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's cool. I mean, 2 weeks off. Woohoo. Or not.
This bitch was like, I know that they're like they're medical people, but oh my God, I swear that lady, she was asking me am I out of breath? I'm like, bitch, you're the one talking the most. You sound the one you're out of breath. It would be like this. Hold on. Really good example would be like, 'twas brilling in the slithery troves, a gyre and gimble in the way of all mimsy were the bogger groves and the mome wrath out grabble. Beware the jabberwocky, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the fruberous bandersnatch. Do you have any questions? And I'd be like, what? Yeah, sure. Let me answer the questions I think I can answer. And then she'd continue on for another 2 paragraphs. And then she'd be like, are you currently out of breath? I'm like, bitch, you sound like you're out of breath. Like, the fuck?
Wow, that's crazy.
This laundry list of things that people are saying, oh, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? I'm like, I'm fine.
And that's the thing, though. Some people are asymptomatic, so it doesn't even fucking matter.
Right.
You could feel fine and do the 2-week quarantine and still have it and then go spread it.
Yeah. And that's exactly what she's saying. She's like, we don't know, but we hope that you're not. And if you start getting symptoms or whatever and you test positive, then, we'll take it from there. But otherwise, we'll call later on and we'll check in on you and see how you're doing. And if you start developing symptoms, we'll let you know. I'm really upset.
So they're not going to test you after those 2 weeks, though? They're not going to figure out if you're asymptomatic? Or I thought there was already free testing in places.
Yeah, there is, but again, it's because there's not enough tests available that they're
To test the what if.
to test the what ifs. Like, right? It'd be like, so I hung out with person A, right? Person A is showing signs and symptoms, right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
fucking fabulous. And then I'm hanging out with you in person, and now you're the what if,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah. So, oh wow.
they would not have enough tests for every single what if possible.
Yeah, my mom told me about my sister's friend. She's like, yeah, their grandpa or grandma is sick and has this, and they just barely told us, and she's been over a couple times. And I was like, wait,
Man.
so you're telling me that you're letting this little girl go over to other people's houses while her own family member is sick and to get other people sick? And I was just like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you keep your kids home?
So like your frustration, like I completely understand that.
Like if you,
because I'm
and at
sitting
this
here
point,
feeling the same
it's like,
way
what
too.
ifs?
And then the worst part
Yeah.
is like the person that is who's showing signs and symptoms is like calling me and going like, are you okay? Are you fine? Like, I mean, genuinely asking. And I'm just like, I'm not in a place right now where I feel like I can talk to you constructively. Like, because at least they called ahead of the phone call I just got from the county, right? Which I think is fucking funny that like someone from the county hospital, right, is like, what's your zip code? I'm like, bitch, you don't live here. Like, how the fuck do you not know the zip code around the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like, what? Or like, how does your database like not even autofill that shit in? Like, Google knows. Like,
yeah, literally.
Before I even type in my full address, he already knows where I live. So
yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's what you get when you get things like that, though.
Like, what
a
dingus.
I mean, I feel like if you know that you've come in contact with somebody, or if you know you might have it, stop what you're doing and just don't go out. Don't put others in danger just because you don't know. You're not 100% sure, but you're just like, and that's the thing. That's why I was like, how are they going to let this little girl go out when she has a family member that's sick? Doesn't mean she's not sick. Doesn't mean she might not have it. Doesn't mean, all these things. So it's just like, if there's a chance, take care of yourself and the people that you care about by isolating yourself. Absolutely. So, I mean, if that person knew or had any ounce of what it is, they shouldn't have hung out with you in the first place.
Absolutely. I agree too. And it was funny because like I was making jokes about the person who is currently symptomatic.
Sick?
Yeah, currently sick. And I was just like, the Rona. And, I put like my mask on and like, no shit, really, like that person like came down with signs and symptoms, like fucking called it. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I mean,
it's serious.
Like fucking reality right now.
That's crazy. Yeah. See, and that's why it's serious. People need to take this seriously. That's
I take it fully serious, but I'm gonna fucking make fun of it on my way through too.
I mean, yeah, definitely. You can't. I mean, there's people that we see, that we go to work with. Like, obviously, I'm gonna hang out with them because I see them already. If I already got, if I work with them and I hang out with them, like at one point or another, we're gonna end up catching it because we're together a lot of the time. And it's like, okay, I get going out and getting food and whatnot, especially since everybody's cleaning, everybody's wearing masks. Most people.
That's another thing. Most of people. And this young lady who called me on the phone was like, "Do you have ways of like doing your laundry and getting groceries and blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine." And she's like, "Where are you living? In an apartment? In a home? Like in a home? Like, what's the difference?"
Apartments are close to other families, close to other people.
So are homes.
And there's a whole gate and yard.
Remember when we lived together in Washington and like they were separate homes, but they were all connected. I mean, what's the difference between a home and an apartment at that point?
I think it's just a chance of running into your
Somebody else,
your neighbor. Yeah. I mean, it's the distance between front doors is what it is. You know, everybody at homes has their own driveway and their own front door. Where in apartments, y'all park in the same area. Y'all have to take the same stairs or hallways to get to, you know,
somewhere.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just and everybody's almost everybody's trying to be careful and whatnot. But it's just
for
crazy
fuck's sakes,
how
I have been fucking crazy about that, and now I'm sitting there going like, okay, well, I've got 14
so much for taking care of myself.
These motherfuckers.
14 days. At least you have 14 days to, you know, write your will or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, seriously. Like, it would be the best eulogy ever on the face of the planet. Like, there's no need for someone to write my eulogy. I've already got it figured out. Sean was the most badass motherfucker on the face of the planet. Y'all missed out. Like,
because y'all couldn't wear y'all masks.
Right. Because of, you know, Karen, we'll call her Karen. Karen had to be, you know, it's the year of the Karen. That's what it is.
That is so true, man. OMG. Have you seen some of these videos on Facebook?
Yes, I have. And then I just scroll away because I don't want to watch it. It's so negative.
Much negativity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather look at baby elephants.
This world is, I mean, every month has pulled something new out that just makes, it just blows your mind how people are just shit. Honestly. It's crazy. It blows my mind how people are so greedy and selfish and self-centered and don't care about other people.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind.
I agree.
I'm just coughing because
oh my god, Rona.
I need water, that's why. I know, I am terrified to just cough. You know how sometimes your saliva goes down the wrong pipe?
Oh yeah.
Happens to me way too often in public, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I want to cough, but I don't want to because people are going to stare at me.
Right, yeah. You know, it's funny.
You can't sneeze, you can't cough, you can't do shit.
The minute that Rona started becoming a thing and, like, you know, the little red flags were starting to go up, way back when, we went to go work out all together. And so my face is right down into like the grass, right? And it's just the beginning of spring, so the pollen is out and fierce, right? So I'm breathing in all this nonsense into my nose, and I go into work, and we're starting to find out that people who sneeze or cough or whatever is like, that's what's spraying the Rona. And so here I am going like this, achoo, 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 right? And everyone's just like this. As moving themselves as far away as possible. I'm like, I swear to God, it's my hay fever. It is not the Rona. There's no way that had to have happened. Like, there's no way, right? And so, like, sure enough, like the next morning, I went over to Rite Aid, and I got the melting tablets for sinuses and all that stuff. And I had a little nasal sprays and all that good stuff, and just drinking tons of water. And 3 days later, I'm fine. Totally fine.
There you go. People just be freaking out about nothing.
Yeah. But I got to make phone calls after this now.
Great. Oh, yeah. I wish I could get Rona through the phone. Let me stay home for 14 days.
Oh, yeah, right? You want to watch, if you want to like listen to how this conversation is going to roll after we're done with this podcast, I'll let you see how this conversation rolls out, because I'm curious.
I would love to hear it, especially with, I mean, have you seen all the stuff that's going out right now because of the military?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, let me add to that, by the way. So since, you know, I moved bases and whatnot, and before I did, I informed them, hey, this is what I want to do. Is it okay? They said, yeah, sure, it's fine. So when I get here, I'm told I can't. And you know what that is? Fostering children. They're like, oh, well, we have no rules and regulations. So yeah, you got to give us all this information about this, and then we'll let you know. It's been since I've gotten here. So it's been it's almost, I got here in September. So it's almost been a year, almost.
Okay.
And they're barely I saw them yesterday, and they're barely like, oh, so we're finally discussing it because we already sent all your paperwork to legal to see if there's anything going on with that. And now we're trying to figure out if we're going to let you do this. And I was like, why is it such a big deal? Like, I just don't understand. But, I feel like they're going to come up with some bullshit answer and say no, that I can't. And I'm just like, wow. I was like, it doesn't even affect you in any way. Yeah. In any way does what I do outside of work affect you. But
the funny thing is that when I hear the words no, I hear naval opportunity. And that just means you can circumnavigate it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Because, there are no rules and regulations, and they just want to I don't fucking know. I feel like
easier to say
the whole
no
COVID thing. With the whole COVID thing, I think they're gonna be like, oh well, what if you get a kid and they have COVID? I was like, it's not that hard to go get them tested. They have their own healthcare. They have their own stuff that I can go get them tested, and we'll find out in the next 24 hours whether they have it or not.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Speaking I was like, you want to? That conversation that I just had, the lady was like, "Who's your provider?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "TRICARE," and she goes, "Do you have a provider?" Yes. Like, what? How do you have a medical insurance, and then you don't have a provider? Like, that doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you were like, I don't have to go into that.
Right? Like no, because like
I'll
the
give
lady,
you
like my thing is like with this lady is like, if she's gonna ask me like what my job is, I'll tell her the umbrella of it, but like I am here on podcast, I do not go into it. I'm a paper pusher. You don't need to know
there we
more
go
than that.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. No, that's my
it's
my
so
business.
Crazy,
right?
So I this phone call is gonna be either they're gonna make it simple and to the point, or they're gonna make it a bigger deal than it has to be.
Yep, absolutely.
I've just been reading so many different articles right now about all this leadership shit, and I was like, well, it's fucking true. It is so fucking true.
Yep.
So sad days.
I know, right? Oh no, I got to go on a 14-day vacation. I've been doing, but you know what? It gives me time to do the 22 a day thing that I've been up to more recently. Have you seen that?
The push-ups.
Yeah. So I'm on day 4. That's 88 push-ups so far.
So you do 22 a day?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
For how many days?
22.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry. Took me
a
minute.
All good. We're not even halfway through. But it's so funny because like my first video, I swear to God, I was breaking 90 degrees, but like people at work were like, whatever, Graves, you're not even like, doing 90-degree angles. Da, da, da. So like I had to change the camera, or I had to like get real down low to the floor line to really break over that 90 degrees on the elbows to do the push-ups. People are getting like really intense about push-ups all of a sudden. I'm like, they're just push-ups. Like,
well, with this new rule that they're gonna have you do push-ups when they tell you to do push-ups.
Oh yeah, right.
Blows my mind. You know how many people are gonna fail?
Yeah. And I'm expecting people like, are we supposed to be like doing planks later on in life?
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 minutes or some crap?
No. So they're from 2 to 4 minutes long. I don't know if you've looked at the amount of time, but it has to be between 2 to 4 minutes is what I saw. At least last time I saw anything about it.
Who the fuck holds a plank for 4 minutes? That's a Guinness World Record like intro.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but that's what I saw last time I saw.
Half these hoes are going to be falling out in 30 seconds.
I know. I was like, I have no ab muscles. Who does planks on a regular? Not me.
I can only make it to a minute. I mean, I could probably make it further than a minute, but I know I can do a minute. Solid.
Well, you better start practicing because yeah. Well, it depends. Who knows? They might have us not do it this year either. I mean, this cycle either.
Yeah. Have you done your Mace in the face yet?
Oh yeah, I did that yesterday.
What was that like?
Hell on earth. Hell on earth. It's like you want to blink and you try to blink, but you can't blink. And it burns your soul. And then you have to fight and you have to try and fight. And it was just fucking terrible.
You know?
I mean, I made it through the course. I made it through the course. And then they're like, open your eyes. Well, yeah. I mean, and they're like, blink. I was like, I'm trying, but your eyeballs don't want to blink because it hurts. Yeah. Regardless whether you open your eyes or not, it burns the shit out of your soul. And so once you get the stuff out of your eyes, you can finally once you have the water running, the thing that burns the most after your eyeballs are done burning is your face. Your face burns and it feels so fucking intense. God. It just imagine the hottest hot sauce you've ever had inside your mouth. Mm-hmm. And you know how it burns your tongue and your lips?
Yep.
Imagine that all across your forehead and ears, just all the way across. Just the tip of your ear burning, like the inside of your mouth and edge of your lips.
Yeah.
With that hot sauce.
Damn.
That's what it took about between getting sprayed the course and cooling down and finally being like, okay, 2 hours. 2 hours about just finally being okay. From start to finish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that shit was intense.
That sounds like it. Would you do it again?
Everybody, no. Fuck no. No. Everybody thought I was going to be okay because I made it to the second spot without but it's just because it hadn't reached my eyes yet.
Oh, okay.
And
then it got to your eyes.
And then I just kind of squatted down a little and I was like, ah, and they're like, just keep going. I was like, okay. I was like, I can't see shit, but we're gonna try it. And they're like, blink, blink. I was like, I'm trying, but I don't know if my eyeballs are doing it or not. I can't tell right now.
You can't even sensationally know that your eyes are blinking.
Yeah, I would try and do the motion, but you know how sometimes your eyes just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if it's happening or not. And it just hurts.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you not done it?
No.
Oh, you are so lucky.
I've never had to be maced in the face. But what I have dealt with is a 18-year-old Marine who's not gotten laid in 3 months and then beating the shit out of me. In a fist fight. Not in a fist fight, but in a fight in which that we were sparring. And the rules were nothing below the belt, no headshots. And the first thing in less than a second, he punched me in the face. Yeah.
Ow, this guy hit me.
It was
I mean, it wasn't that hard, but.
No, it's not, because you're you got the thing, right? You got the,
the
gear on or
but
something.
But it still hurt.
Yeah. That shit still woke me up. And then the corpsman had the audacity to be because he knew that I had a concussion less than a week ago doing the same shit that I was doing then. So he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I wiggled my thumbs, wiggled my toes, and then I counted up to 10 really quick in my head, out loud. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And then he was like, okay. And he tells the other guy, don't do that again or we're done. And you're done for the day. And then, I can move on to the next part. And they blew the whistle, and I immediately just pushed him up against the wall and just wailed into him until they told me to stop, and they pushed me away. It was great.
Revenge.
It was. Yeah. Feel sad for that kid. But then again, I was like, dude, that kid needs to get laid. Seriously.
He got too much pent up.
He has way too much energy pent up, too much, Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was intense.
So yeah, everybody was saying I'd rather get shot than mazed. I mean, shit. There's nothing you can do about that shit when you got it in your eyes.
I've never been.
No.
No, I've never been shot. I've been shot at, but I've never been shot. And yeah, but it was Oklahoma. Let's just leave it at that. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like you can bounce back for being maced. You can't with a shotgun or with a shot to anywhere.
Okay.
You'll be limping for a minute.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You've seen where there's videos of people just still walking, still running away, still, coming at you, whatever. This shit will shut you down. You won't want to move. You won't want to go anywhere. Because there's nothing you could do. You lost one of your five senses. And your body just wants to get away from what's happening to you right now and in that moment. Getting shot, you have all this adrenaline, you can still move, you can still fight, you can still do so much because you're in pain and it hurts.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as having hot sauce in your eyeballs.
True.
And not being able to see it and not being able to get rid of it because there's no way to get rid of it.
Because like when I was visiting Turkey, there was a riot because of some kind of like coup or something that was happening in 2014. And so everybody in the city that we were visiting at, I can't remember what the exact place was, but the coup happened in Istanbul. We were like further south, but the whole country went up in like frantics. And so, like the police were shooting out tear gas to suppress the rioters, and one of the cans rolled down the building parking lots where our buses were picking us up to take us back to where we belonged. And so we're all just like, just like freaking out. And I'm just like, there, go like, we learned something at least back in the day, but at the same time, tear gas, mace, getting shot at. I feel like those are like their own scales, and personally, I don't want to deal with any of them again in my life.
Well, I don't know what tear gas is like. Is it just?
It's the confidence chamber.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
that's not bad though. That's just
it's a very inconvenient thing in your life, but.
Yeah, like when your mom makes hot sauce at home and fills up the room with that chili that makes you cough and open up all the windows.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I fucking hate
no.
shit.
I think I think I would rather take tear gas because at the end of the day, it's inconvenience. You're crying, but it's not. You can walk away and get into fresh air, right?
Yeah.
You can get shot and walk away. Getting mazed, pepper sprayed, whatever, you can't walk away because you don't even know where to walk to.
Jesus.
You don't know what to do. You literally just like
hold my hand.
Trust
somebody
me.
Please take me to safety. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's like, because if there would have not been someone there to yell at me to tell me to keep going, I probably would have just stood there and like try to blink and yell and just died there. I would have just died. I would have just curled up until.
Were you like yelling at someone saying "get back, get back, get back" or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I was like. They're like, "What do you want them to do?" I was like, "I don't know. Get back, get down. I don't know." I was like, "Get down, get back." I was between both. Just stop.
Time out.
But yeah. So I was like, and there was boogies running down my face.
Yep.
Oh man, I had boogers everywhere.
It's not a glamorous thing for sure.
It was not.
No.
It was not. And the thing is, what I realized when I showed up, and I was like, the only reason I kind of blended in was because of my haircut. Because guess what? I was the only female out there out of like. And it wasn't just us. Like so many people showed up. They all showed up too as well.
Wow.
Everybody just showed up, and so there was like, I want to say like
a whole group just around you, just watching.
Yes.
Wow.
And not one female. besides me. That's
Wow.
That's
That's
what it was like.
awesome.
And I was just like, yeah, it was crazy. And only 2 of us got sprayed. And I was like,
I'm doing this for you guys.
yeah. Did I tell you why?
Yeah, you did. And that shit
Yeah,
is so
it's just-
stupid. Like,
Oh,
why?
trust me. I got so many more details to give you about that too.
No. We'll do that offline.
Yeah.
We'll share the shade later on. Oh my
Right.
God.
No,
I
I mean,
sent in my ballot. I'm voting this year.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
For
Well,
oh,
right
I guess
now
you can tell me later.
No, I'll tell you now, because I'm voting for my governors and the districts of Washington State, since that's
Okay.
where I'm registered. And a couple of things like popped out on my ballot, which I wanted to bring up. So there's this candidate named Good Space Guy. I shit you the fuck not. His name is Good Space Guy. And at first, I was like looking at it, like you just kind of skim through. It's like this person, Sarah, this person, Jacob, that guy, and then Good Space Guy. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
did you have to like Google him? Did
Oh,
you
I
look him
Googled
up?
the shit out of these people. I started from the top. I worked my way down. But there's also like this really clever website. I can't remember what it is, but it's a .gov. And it's literally like Facebook for everyone who's like in office or who's
Oh,
wanting to be in
nice.
office. It's really easy because at the very bottom, they'll have like questions that like, they answer that are like fun. Couple that were like really annoying was like some dude named John Doe. He'll be like, question was like, what's your favorite book? And he'll be like, well, my first favorite book is the Bible. And I'm like, you pandering motherfucker. Like, you couldn't even put in like, I don't know.
Bible thumper.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that being a Bible thumper is rad. I'm just saying like, wow, what a pander. You know what I mean? Like,
Why are you trying to get votes that way?
right? That's
like
so fucking
your first favorite book? No, it's your favorite book. There should be one. So it's either the Bible or it's not.
Well, you know what? Honestly, because Alice's Adventures in Wonderland were not the first one, I'm not voting for you. Sorry. Oh, and also on the same website, I have also decided that if the candidates do not have a photo of themselves, why am I voting for you?
Yeah. Show your face.
Yeah, exactly. Good Space Guy, he's actually an older dude. He's like in his 80s. And he legally changed his name to Good Space Guy. It's like Nelson something or whatever was his OG name, right? And he's got these goggle glasses that literally can see into the future.
No wonder he's Space Guy.
Like, this dude's writing out his last final, like, couple decades, maybe a decade, and he has the balls to call himself Good Space Guy.
He's living his best life. So I mean, did he have good points on his thing?
He did not.
Oh man.
And like another candidate, which I thought this was very interesting, I wanted to talk about possibly is, what do you think about Amazon being a utility bill?
Why would Amazon be a utility bill when you already have to pay?
So you don't have to
for the membership. Prime. Well, yeah, right? I mean, you don't have to if you're not Prime, but at the end of the day, you're still making payments for shipping. You're still paying for whatever when you use it. So that would not make any sense. So I mean,
unless they're like trying to take a business and turn it into, like I said, a utility bill, right? Like if you think about like your electric, right? Like you don't buy your electric the same company that I buy my electric, but it's a utility bill regardless, right?
Yes.
So that's the idea, is everyone is paying for Amazon as
but not everybody uses it.
I know, right?
Like some people have paid their money to get solar power and then they just use that and don't use an electric company. So, I mean, imagine all those old people or those young people that haven't reached I barely started using Amazon not that long ago because of the fact that I don't know how to internet shop, or I didn't know how to internet shop. And I was like, okay, I know that Amazon is secure and safe and everybody fucking uses it. But, and I want to venture out to try shopping from other places, but I'm always scared because I was like, well, what if they get my card? What if this? What if that? What if I get something that's not worth it? How do returns work and all these things that I don't know how to do.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
barely learning how to FaceTime.
I know. and like
stuff.
record video from our FaceTimes. I know. It's like
exactly. So it's all these things
struggle.
that as a person, some of us just don't know how to live life. So it's just like, why would you assume everybody's up to that page, up to that
caliber
of exactly, of using Amazon.
And that also, like, that pretty much puts so much responsibility on people that are like our ages, if we're gonna have to teach our parents how to fucking operate that bullshit, because they're still on flip phones. It's like they're entertaining themselves with thinking that they're capable of using a smartphone to its fullest capacity. And I'm like, bitch, why do you still have a paper calendar when you've got a calendar app on here?
Well, I mean, think about it though.
What?
If my parents, never used it, and then they didn't teach me, you think I'm gonna go teach my kids? Like, this should just be taught in school. Learn how to do all this shit in school. Because if my parents didn't teach me, and I still haven't learned, what makes you think I'm gonna know how to teach my children to do something I haven't even learned to do?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So just
I was just talking about that on my last podcast, that since my niece has graduated, it's like I was again listening to the principal give her last little speech, and it was the same speech from 2 years prior back when my nephew graduated. And it was like, as an adult, I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, this is an opportunity to send like that last few words of, hey, go conquer the world, right? The world is your oyster now. Go get it, right? And I was going through the things that she was saying, like, be fearless. Go get what you want. Live that dream. Turn that dream into a goal, right? And here's me. Okay, that dream's going to probably get you bankrupt. Like, if you don't have a long-term goal, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately you have that instant gratification mentality. Yeah. Like, you have to work for it. It's not gonna fall into your lap, like,
I mean, that's the thing with high school. They don't teach you any of that as much as
they don't teach you how to file taxes. They don't teach you how, like, how many 18-year-olds today are just like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, come here.
I mean, I still don't know how to do a lot of things. And I'm almost 30. Yeah. And and it's just like, that's why I wish and want to hopefully move our schools forward. Because nothing's changed. Nothing in school has changed for, since school started. It's just, you learn these things and move on. But I was like, what are you teaching them? I mean,
the curriculum's barely ever changed, because even though, like, I feel like the education is pushed out to be renovated, correct? That the teachers falter back to the almost ye olde style,
Well, I mean, that's the thing though, because they teach to test. They don't teach to teach you. They teach you to test you.
Yeah.
And that's how they are considered good teachers. But instead of teaching to test, they should teach you to
live like a normal human being.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, how many of us do all this math, do all this science, do all these things on a regular basis, unless we're actually going into that field of study? But I mean, isn't that what college is for?
How many people drive on the highway or drive on a normal street and go, 35 miles per hour in the speed zone? That is a non-primary number. Or, like, that is, like, who breaks it down that, that's.
I mean, we don't have to calculate how long it's going to take us to go how fast, because why? We have apps. We don't need that kind of math, in
Carla,
distance and time.
Carla, I can help you out with this. So 25 miles per hour literally means you will be moving 25 miles in 1 hour.
Well, exactly. So that means, but that, you know, how Google Map tells you how long in the distance, in the time. Thanks.
Literally a classic YouTube. Remember that wife in the car? He's like, if I'm traveling 60 miles per hour.
Oh yeah. How fast am I going to get there in an hour?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that made me laugh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I could run this fast for this long.
So
theoretically, I'm like, oh my God, no, stop.
Oh, there was another one about the pizza. Like if I cut the pizza into 3 slices or 8 slices, which would be better? How many, you know? She's like, well, 3 slices because then I get a bigger piece. And I was just like, the pizza is still the same size. It was just a size cut. And
oh my God.
And this is exactly why we just need to teach up to the, you know, adding, subtracting, and dividing and multiplying.
Yeah, but with like,
and then,
you know, but
and then teach accounting.
Yeah, but here's a clever way of going about it. That school needs to like literally have a pizza day where Domino's shows up, and then the teacher goes, it doesn't matter which way you cut the pizza, you will still have a slice of pizza. And then the student gets a slice of pizza. You know what I mean?
Exactly. At the end of the day, if you still want to eat half of the pizza, you're still going to eat half of the pizza, whether it's 4 pieces, 2 pieces, or 3.
Right.
That's still half of the pizza.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Shower thoughts. Here's one. If a mind reader doesn't know all languages, their powers are useless in other countries.
It's like that thing. In what language do you think in?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Some people are like, they're like, well, I receive it in English, translate it into my language, and then say what I need to say in my language, and then translate that into English, and then say it.
Oh my God, that's.
I've asked people, but that's what they do because I've asked them too. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I guess I think everything in English. Or whatever language I'm speaking. I don't, but I think it's for like new learners of English that do that. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. You're right though. That'd be fucking terrible.
That would be horrible. It's like moving into the second to last bit. You had one job. Who decides to get that one?
Oh God, I wouldn't want to be a mind reader if I had to know every language. That would suck.
That would totally blow.
So, I mean, what power would you rather have? Knowing every language or being a mind reader?
Oh. Can't wait.
You can't have both.
I would hate to be a mind reader because, oh my God, if I had to hear everybody's voice, some people can think some really horrible things.
I mean, we all do though. We all have that little dark spot in the back of our corner that has all those thoughts like, what if I jumped off this? What if I, surfed my car? What if I stuck my hand in the blender? What if I put it down the disposal?
But it gets worse, Carla. It turns into this. You're just shopping, minding your own business, just trying to get some strawberries in a basket. And then this lady looks at you and goes, oh my God, that guy looks so horrible. Like, I hate bald people. Or like, or like, let's just flip it onto you. Oh my God, like, because girls have like, let's throw it back to 2018. Remember when we were talking about body issues?
Oh yeah.
What if you heard everything that everyone thought about you?
That wasn't part of the superpower. I mean, that does happen, obviously.
You're a mind reader.
Hey. I mean, at least it would work into your advantage if you thought if someone thought you were cute or liked you, at least you would know that you couldn't,
Wait, is it a power that I can turn on and off?
I mean, I feel like you could decide. Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, I would definitely choose mind reader.
Even if you couldn't understand all other languages? Would you just stay in America forever?
Yeah, pretty much. Or go visit Germany. I could translate the shit out of that one.
Okay, there you go. Exactly.
So yeah, I got like 2 countries in my belt. Maybe 3 if we count Canada.
Hey, it's still English, right? Just weird words that they use.
Yeah, same with England. I'm sure that had to be weird.
Used to. Oh yeah.
Like they had to have been using some different English words.
I wonder how they came up with this English.
Know.
Like, who decided this? This is bullshit.
Well, it was really, if I remember correctly, it was a marriage of like a lot of different languages, and then it all just kind of blossomed into what it is today. Because what we speak today is not the same that we spoke back in the 1920s. That's for damn sure.
See, and that's the thing. That's why they should say you speak English in your own country when they say that. It was like, technically, English isn't even like all these languages together.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, come on. Like, haven't you heard it derives from like Greek language or Latin language or whatever,
German,
technically? So
it's
exactly.
got a whole lot of things.
Exactly.
If you think of like the words like kindergarten, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten means children's school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and it derives from other languages. So people need to learn. We all came from Pangea. Understand that.
Hell
we all came from Pangea.
Yep. And the world's not flat.
Right. Something to think about.
What inspired you today, last week, this month? In the past 2 years?
It inspires me to see that not all these people on the internet are shitty. Seeing that some people want to stick together, some people are here to improve the world. That the world, even though it's going to hell, it's not everybody in it is bad. It's not that bad, but I mean, it's just makes me sad, but hopeful. It leaves me with a lot of hope that moving forward, we will somehow fix all the dysfunction in the world.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think that it's like so important to still it's like so Star Wars where, you know, Princess Leia is like, you know, if you just have a little bit of hope, you know, it'll all work out.
Yeah, I like that. A little bit of hope.
It's way more beautiful when she says it, but I got it.
It's still beautiful when you say it too.
I got the point. I knew what she was talking about.
It was a good point.
Oh, it was a whole thing in Star Wars. It was like this whole sentence, and like the sun was rising up, and it was like, you know, the light meant hope, and it was a beautiful moment. And then lightsabers happened.
Well, that is Star Wars for you.
Right?
The lightsabers.
I'm so glad we were able to do this, and I want to do this more often, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Since I'm going to be in quarantine until July 13th.
Oh, that'd be great. Then we can talk about all the world topics going on, all the Facebook posts, all the stuff going on in the world.
Oh, I've got to figure out we've got to figure out what your work schedule is going to be like.
I get off. I'm off at a little bit in like, I'm going to say 2-3 hours from now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Square. Yeah. Well, thank you, Carla. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for doing this for me.
Always. Anytime.
Let's not go like 2 years without doing another episode. That's for damn sure.
Sounds good.
Oh, for reals.